What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the Soulblaze YouTube channel. It's your boy Soulblaze, and we're back, as always, for yet another exciting match of the PPL NX. Really happy I got chosen to play in this tournament. I'm having a ton of fun with it. Today, it's going to be the PPL NX match versus Muffins, but I got some bad news. It's going to be a little bit of a different video because the footage did not corrupt, but it did abstinate. It is completely gone from the surface of the earth. I've scoured my PC, I've scoured every folder, even the shady folders, the furry, the furry content. No, I cannot find it anywhere. It is sadly gone. But shout out to my opponent Muffins for hooking me up with his side of the battle. So we got some kind of footage that I can show you guys for the battle, and we're doing some post-comp. So I know that's not the cup of tea for everybody. I also, of course, much prefer live comms, but it's better than nothing at all. So this is going to be the post-com match for PPL NX versus Muffins. If you're excited for the video, please show me some support. My voice is going to be running through it here momentarily. And of course, make sure to follow that same logic and show that same love to the other PPL NX coaches. Without any further ado, let's get through this battle. Alright, here we go. So I'm going to click it here so I can actually... Yeah, so now I can actually adjust the speed of it. Perfect! So, as you guys can see up from the matchup, we got some Incineroar, Fortress, Florges, Terra Jolteon, which is Terra Ice, the Iron Boulder, and the Shaman on my opponent's side. On my side, I got the Dragapult. First time ever drafting it in Wi-Fi. I've been loving using it so far. We got the Weavile, we got the Rotom, we got the Terra Comfey, and we got the Terra Porygon. Comfey, I believe, was Terra... Was it Terra Ground? I think it was Terra Ground, and the Porygon was Terra Ghost. Yeah, and then we got the Iron Treads, of course, for the hazard control. Let's get into it. From the lead, you can see there's an Incineroar lead there from my side. You'll see that I lead with the Rotom. And this is a Rotom you're not going to see every day. You've seen it before, but it doesn't come always. It's nice that I'm a special attacker, not get too infected by that Intimidate, going on my physical attack. But I know, as much as any man, that there's a tanky Shaman Grass type waiting in the back. Knowing my only weakness is Grass, of course, it's going to be Shaman coming in. And like many other draft players here, Volt Switch would have been an amazing click here because it does damage on him staying in. It does damage on him switching into Shaman, giving me momentum. But I decided to do something a little bit different today. So you'll see what that is momentarily, and we'll get on with it. 3, 2, 1, go. Show the move, please. Here we go. It's light screen. It screens Rotom. Yeah, so that you know, light clay, reflect, light screen, the whole shebang. Obviously threatening the grass type move. And me wanting to switch out. Leech Seed is such a decent, such a good bring here. Not even decent, it's really good. Just because, imagine Leech Seed does set damage, right? Every turn it connects, or after it connects, it does same damage every turn. So Light Screen is gonna have damage, but it doesn't have the damage, the pull away from Leech Seed. So it's kind of goes actually for a leech for a seed flare. Goes for a seed flare. Does not want the Leech Seed and predict my my switch out. But you're gonna see a lot of switch rotations in this battle. So this is not the first time, or this is not the last time you're gonna see Shaman and Rotom standing opposed. Let's just put it like that. Let's just put it like that. So obviously, not staying in, wait to grass. Even though light screen is up, I'm still taking a solid 50% plus. I'm not going to do that. We're going to go into my Comfey, and we're going to take about 25%, something like that. 20%, 25% almost. Pretty much. And this is where I'm thinking, okay, now we're going for game. Because my Comfey's behind light screen. Calm Mind will give me extra Spadef. So despite the drops, I'll still take nothing. And then I can just Draining Kiss, heal up the damage while doing damage. So that is the game plan here from my side. You know, you see it executed here. Go for a Calm Mind. I'm faster than the Shaman, so it does tell me that it's tanky, at least max HP. Misses the leech seed, which basically gives me a free turn. Yes, it stalls a turn of screen, but with 8 extended screen, I'm not really worried about it. I'm going to punish this opportunity that I've been granted by the gods, and we go for another Calm Mind. Huge leech seed miss there, because obviously it's much harder to set up and break through things that constantly drain your HP. So I go for a second Calm Mind, thinking I'm good, thinking I'm living the life. And the leech seed comes out. Hits this time. I know he's going to go for it again. But I'm thinking with 2 Calm Minds up, surely I can start breaking through his team. Spend my Terra to get through Fortress. Florges is going to get absolutely totaled by a +2 because it has no boost. Jolteon, frail, doesn't outspeed after my triage. Incineroar might be able to take it, but you know, with the favorable Terra typing, I should be fine. Goes into Florges though, so you're gonna see some damage here. I think there's a point about getting too greedy. As you guys can see here, it did about what, 40%, something like that, 40%. But the leech seed is gonna negate some of it. So as you guys can see here, you'll see the HP there. 263, yeah. So now Florges is going to go for Calm Mind of his own, and it's going to be a little bit of a war going on. Yeah, so I'm going for more Draining Kiss because I'm thinking it's going to... Look at this damage, by the way. Look at this damage that's coming through here. He's going for a Calm Mind, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm +2 to neutral. It did about 40%. Look, it did a little bit more than this because this is after Leech Seed. So I'm thinking this should be a 2-hit KO from here. Look at that damage. That's not, I think I low rolled or something here, because that's not the damage that I did earlier, in my opinion. It looks a little bit less. And that's before he gets a Calm Mind boost off. So now I'm thinking, okay, got a Spadef boost, got Wish Protect, obviously, and the Leech Seed stacking. Don't know if I can compete with this. Like, because I obviously the only way I heal is by Draining Kissing. And the Leech Seed is going to put him in range to go for another Calm Mind. So I'm like, okay, do I try and win this war then? Like, try and get on top of him going for Calm Minds. But you see, it's only really going at a deficit here, and the Leech Seed is really putting in work to alleviate the +2 that I got from the original Leech Seed miss earlier. So you guys can see that it doesn't really help me. I'm kind of stuck. He's gaining HP, I'm losing HP, and we're equal on the Calm Minds. He's also got Alluring Voice for if I try and set up a Calm Mind, I can get confused and hit myself, stalling in another turn that I can't really afford. As you can see, there's no Protect here, but obviously seeing the Wish, I would play like it's Protect the turn after. I don't know, if I haven't seen Giga Drain yet, so I would just assume. So I'm just trying to go for some damage, trying to mitigate some of the damage that's been done to me. Because Draining Kiss does heal a lot, 75% of the damage dealt. But then the Life Orb comes in, the Alluring Voice comes in. So I'm kind of glad I dodged the confusion there. But as you can see, the Leech Seed is basically putting me right back where I was. And yeah, that's with the Light Screen. So now I see Light Screen is wearing off. So now I see that my disadvantage is falling off hugely, because now that Alluring Voice is going to be doing double as much damage as it did. And even with the Calm Mind boost, it's not gonna hold. It's not gonna hold. So we're gonna try and win some other way. I go to get the steel type favor into the fairy type, figuring he's gonna go for either Alluring Voice or another Calm Mind, which is gonna do nothing to Treads. My Treads is Scarf though, so I have to play it really carefully about selecting which move I want to use. I have Scarf Rapid Spin on this. But yeah, it's more so for the Iron Boulder to be able to outspeed an Earthquake it, to be able to outspeed and kill the Jolteon. But obviously, being able to switch up my moves would be really valuable here. But we'll see. It's not necessarily scarred forever. We'll see. From what I remember this game, there's some counterplay to be done here. Obviously, Florges being the special tank, I kind of get to scout his team by seeing where he goes to respond to my threats. If I have something special out, he goes into a special tank. If I go into a physical offensive threat, he goes into his physical tank. Still get a little bit of nice chip though. 90 damage is pretty solid. Gets a little bit back from the lefties as well, but I mean, chip is chip, right? Chip is chip. And I don't know if I wanted to necessarily switch on a +2 Florges. Predicting me to switch out, predicting him to go Fortress. It gets really complicated in competitive mods, okay? Like, it goes layers deep. So obviously, I'm Scarf and locked in the Earthquake and don't want to be taking body press for no reason because that's going to do a lot of damage. So I figured he was just going to set up Stealth Rock here and I was going to lose the game on the spot. Turns out he clicked body press, which does no damage to a ghost type. And I kind of get to mitigate my momentum loss by going into my Speedster, which can now threaten this with a fire move of choice. Obviously, Ensign is a pretty reliable switch into this. Being able to switch in, having the resistance to Ghost, the only Ghost resist on the team, and being able to threaten me with a super effective knockoff. If I switch, he gets an item. Yada yada yada. He can also check my ability by trying to intimidate me and see if I'm clear body to block it, or something else that I have to take the minus attack drop. Intimidate shows the clear body. Of course, I'm running clear body in an intimidate matchup, and I go for the U-turn, which is really, that's like my only play. Because if I don't U-turn on this, I pretty much also have to play really uphill. It's already uphill enough as is, having to see that Comfey can't really beat Florges one-on-one with the help of Leech Seed from Shaman. And even then, it's going to be hard. So obviously, I go my water type, trying to threaten him out, maybe get a screen for it. I know there's a tanky Shaman in the back. I'm well aware of it. I'm well aware of the tanky Shaman being able to come in at any time. Anytime I want to do something with Rotom, I figure Shaman's going to come in. So obviously it is what it is. I could Volt Switch and abuse that, but as you guys can see, there's a lot of switching going on. So I think maybe instead of the Scarf angle, maybe I should have I think I could have gotten rocks up here and gotten a lot more out of it. I'm gonna miss a Hydro Pump. What is it, a Soul Blaze video without me missing a Hydro Pump? You know how it is. It's unfortunate, but he did miss a Leech Seed earlier, which is higher, and it was arguably more important because this has really good recovery. I'm gonna go for a Light Screen because I don't want this to become a super threat to my team. It goes for a Wish, which is annoying, but my Rotom is so passive I can't really threaten it anyway, with no special attack investment, with no item to boost, no super effective damage, and he being very bulky on the special side as is. Go for a Volt Switch here. Probably should have done this 2 turns ago, Soul, but you know, it is what it is. Better late than never. Yeah. So he's gonna get this Wish off. There's not really much I can do to that, but I can try and threaten. Obviously, I know it's specially defensive based on the Comfey battle earlier, so I can only really threaten it out with a physical attacker. And we go for the Tuticus, the Iron Treads, of course. Again, still Scarf. Have to kind of commit with my move here. Florges gets almost all the way back up, which is really saddening. As you can see, he's basically taking 3 damage on 3 mons. So he has a lot of healing on his team, which is why I had the Comfey idea to boost and kind of break through. And I thought that him missing a Leech Seed was the turn I was going to need to really break through his team, but as of right now, that turns out not to be the case. Goes Fortress again. You can see this kind of predictable pattern where this happens. I was hoping he would stay in. Obviously, he does not. Another chance for him to get Stealth Rocks up, although he stands opposed to a Spinner. He does not know I'm Choice Scarf, though, which might deter him from clicking it. This time, I believe he predicts my Dragapult switch in, which came in on body press the last time. So now he's threatening the super effective ice move. But I don't play none of that. No. Going Dragapult here is obviously he's gonna not click body press because he saw what happened last time. So I go my Rotom. He gets a nice little spin damage there. And I'm a little unsure about what he wants to do. This is one of those cases where Rotom forces Shaman. Florges forces Treads. Treads forces Fortress. Fortress forces either Dragapult or Rotom, and we cycle it. So Rocks is just so good in this matchup for either of us, just because there's so much switch happening. And obviously, him having shown leftovers on the Shaman, leftovers on the... Well, maybe not on the Shaman yet, but it is lefties. But he's shown it on Fortress, which is his removal option. So although we both got removal, Rocks would do a lot in this matchup. So now he kind of has this luxury of predicting if I want to swap and leech seeding the switch in or seed flanning what's in front of him. And that's the thing about Shaman. Although I go into something that I have designed as an answer for Shaman, like this B2 here, for example, Super Spadef, can tank it all day, has the natural cure if he wants to do something like Sleep Powder or something. But he can just leech seed. Yeah, I'm behind light screen. Doesn't matter. He can just leech seed, and it just beats what I have. So that's the unfortunate thing about this Shaman matchup, is that I struggle to break through it, because if I stay in for long enough, he's just gonna leech seed me, and if I switch around, I become exposed to potential Stealth Rock, which hasn't happened yet, which is why I haven't dropped the Pokemon yet. But it's still a 6v6, but once whoever gets rocks up, get rocks up. If I can remove my Scarf somehow, or if Muffins sets rocks on the Fortress, and neither of us can reliably spin if we position it correctly, then this game is gonna blow out of control. So yeah, he gets the drop this time, so obviously another Seed Flare is gonna kill. We both know this. Unfortunate. Didn't really have Covert on this. I had Life Orb because I felt like I needed the damage to sweep. It turns out a Comfey at +2/+2 with Life Orb can't break Florges, even though it's behind light screen. Which is so funny. That shows you the power of Leech Seed. I think that's what, if anything to take away from this video, it's the power of Leech Seed, bro. So he Leech Seeds again because he knows I'm not going to stay in because I'm died to Seed Flare. I try to make a more aggressive play and go into Weavile. Obviously, Weavile taking one turn of Leech Seed is not going to do all that. Light screen wears off, but I have faster on threat and physical ice move. So you can kind of decide. He probably lives, so you can decide, like, do I tank this and get this out of here? Or do I make a switch? Obviously, Fortress is the premier switch in to Weavile, having the body press to threaten it out. Can also go Ensign for the Intimidate. Plethora of options for my opponent to deal with this threat. I'm hoping he stays in and is like, okay, fuck it, I'll tank Shaman for this, but goes Ensign. Intimidate goes into my Clear Amulet. So I show off that item, but at least I get some damage and an item. So I get the Shucka Berry here, which is kind of nice to know that Treads can now deal with this more efficiently. But again, Leech Seed is just draining. Leech Seed is just draining. It's draining me. It's draining me dry. That's the title of the video. My opponent is sucking me dry! No, not. No, but in all seriousness, it is a positional battle, and my opponent is doing an excellent job so far of keeping me at bay. I go into this boy knowing you're not going to go for a fire type move because I'm like that. And I predicted this knockoff to come. This knockoff I knew was going to come because he knows that I know I'm not going to stay in because I'm weak to fire. So I'm going to switch into something that tanks fire. So he's going to, okay, I'll remove your item. But I used that opportunity to go into my Iron Trench, which I saw did not really have value for its Scarf here. Yes, against his whole team, I felt like Treads had a better Scarf matchup. I don't remember exactly what his full team was, but there's a reason I brought Scarf on it. But I saw against these 6 particularly and how the game is going, don't really need that Scarf. Switch it purposely into the knockoff so that I can switch up my moves. So now there's maybe potential for me to get up some Stealth Rock, and then we can start talking. Then we can start talking. Oh Jesus. Yeah, so knocked off the Choice Scarf. Oh Jesus, can I hold on. Yeah. I just wanted to control over the slider again. Yeah, so it goes same old repetition. Goes into my fortress. No. Goes into fortress on my treads. Which is gonna force out either Rotom or Dragapult, as you've seen already. It might be a little 50-50 on each one, but this time he presses Stealth Rock. I switch, not because I'm Scarf, but because I don't really have anything to hurt this with. That's not Earthquake. So I go into Rotom and he gets up Stealth Rock. So now you're gonna see a bit of a dynamic shift in the game. AKA shit's about to go real fucking downhill. But you know I'm shiced with it. It's not necessarily over. Reflect or off. Yep. So here comes the Shaman, you know. Anything's true in life. It is death, taxes, and Shaman coming in on Rotom Wash. Those 3 things remain true, no matter what. That's so funny. That's so funny. Yeah. So we can, yeah. Shaman comes in. I think did I Volt Switch? I think I Volt Switch and decide what to go here. Jesus, can I? Okay, so here's that play. Yeah. No, so I go Iron Treads to try and remove the rocks, because I'm like, okay, I can't have rocks up. I can't have rocks up now. You'd probably be like, oh, just go Weavile. Yeah, but I take rocks, right? I take 25%. And then a switching into Fortress is going to say no to all that. So it's going to be annoying. So I'm thinking I can live, whatever. I'm faster. I can get off a rapid spin. No more rocks for you. Maybe some rocks for me if I live or whatever. But then there's the question, was I Scarf Rocks or was I just Scarf 3 attack spin? That's something we have to figure out together, isn't it? Shaman is annoying. We all know that. I just go for an Ice Spinner. I don't have rocks on this. I wish I did, though. I really wish I did. Yeah. Earth Power's going to send me. I take it for some chip, but he's going to get lefties back. Shaman, man. It's putting on the pressure. It's putting on the game. It's come to play. If there's anything that ever counters me, it's defense, bro. Because I like to go balls against the wall with everything I got. So if you bring 52 HP, 52 defense, switch a little, set up some Leech Seeds, set up some rocks, you know. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard to position out. But if you try and contest me on offense, though, that's where I like to think I got the advantage, or that's where I shine in battle anyway. I really like that. So obviously you're gonna, we can pause it right here. Obviously you're gonna be like, what is going on here? Shaman has been coming in on your Rotom every single turn in the game. It's happened like 4 times. Why are we going Rotom on the Shaman? He wants this matchup. He wants to click it. You see, in hindsight, this sounds very dumb. In hindsight, this sounds very dumb. But I thought Light Screen was up and I could live a Seed Flare. And I could, I don't know what I thought I could. Volt Switch on this thing? Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought, fuck it. I live Seed Flare. Light Screen is up. I Volt Switch on it. It forces him to stay in with the low HP. And then we can go something to threaten the kill. That's what I thought. Turns out, I wasn't thinking. Light Screen is indeed not up. It's indeed not up. Light Screen is not up. And what usually was a 50% just goes to a kill. So good job, Soul. Claps in the chat for Soul. Huge play, man. You just lost your treads to get rid of rocks. He can still set rocks back up. And you lost your Rotom to absolutely nothing. Giving Shaman just more lefties recovery. That's what you did. That's what you did there. Huge plays by Soul on the chat. Draft League player. Perfect. Okay, so now we do something that's progressing the game. Forcing him to swap in a Fortress. This is as clear as day. Obvious that he's going to do this again. He did it last time. He's going to do it the next time. The switches are obvious. Does that change what I do, though? No. I sack 2 mons and click triple X into Fortress. That's what I do. That's what I do in this game. So I wouldn't call this a huge highlight reel for me. Just being honest. I'm kind of glad the footage is gone. Okay. So he's going to set Stealth Rock back up. He knows that no matter what I do, I can't kill him. It's not like Weavile has Fire Claws, so it's not like I can hurt him. Look at Fortress, though. I love Fortress. It's my boy. Fortress is getting a lot of flack in the Draft League community for not being able to do stuff. Well, it certainly did something in this game. It set up rocks and won. It fucking took away. It won the crowd over with the Stealth Rock in this game. That's what I'll say. That's what I'll say. If nothing else, as you guys can see, this is on the path of being 6-0 in his favor. I am 2 mons down, and I'm starting to click ice moves into a steel type. That's when you know something is off. Like, that's something in the brain is not computing. It looks like I've completely lost it. But Ice Spinner goes out and predicts my switching into Dragapult. He was thinking, okay, I force Body Press. He's not going to want to stay in on Body Press. He goes Dragapult, so I'm going to Ice Move. Worked out for him beautifully. Sack 2 mons, click triple Axle into Steel type and switch out, and he predicts my switch. So that's just a golden sequence that we have that defines this battle pretty good. Because I can't get rid of the Stealth Rock, so Weavile has a hard time coming in. I still have not enough damage. He could have easily swapped to Incineroar here, but he chooses to let this go for free momentum. Don't blame him at all. But that's a diff for me. No 6-0. We take that every day. You know how it is, baby. When you're staring down the barrel, you gotta look for the positives. At least you're getting... There's worse ways to go than being shot when you look down the barrel. So, you know, it is what it is. Floor just comes out. Not that much I can do versus this. So I don't know if you guys saw that HP, but that U-turn actually did a little bit of damage. You'll see when the HP bar pops up here. It did like 30 HP or something, showing that he's clearly especially defensive. I knew that from draining kissing it 17 times, but now you guys know as well, which is perfect. So I go P2. You know how it is. Blah, 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 blah. Especially defensive. It's I'm kind of getting worn down on my answers. Flower Veil does nothing for me to trace. Alluring Voice does. It's a little bit of extra chip. That's all it is. You can't confuse on that turn. Still has a marvelous opportunity. Can go Incineroar and force a knockoff. Don't want my Eviolite getting taken away. Can go Jolteon, can start setting up on me. Can go Iron Boulder and start going ham. Can go back into Shaman and start healing up with Leaf Seed again, or spam Sea Flare. He can go basically, he can do everything. He can go every single Pokemon here. Porygon does not threaten him that much at all. So there are key takeaways to this game. But I make a nasty double, because at some point I start to play the game again. I turn on my computer. So we go into Weavile on a shiesty double. You know, we got some sauce with it. Starting to play again. And as you can see now, that the Fortress is gone, and I have Clear Amulet for the Incineroar. Intimidate. His switch-ins to my Weavile are starting to look dim. Because his physically defensive tank is weak to it. His specially defensive tank doesn't like taking damage from it. His Incineroar can resist it, but it has to take yet another hit. And he could go Boulder, live a hit, proc a speed booster, and be faster than me and threaten me. But he's still going to take a lot of damage from that. And I still might have a follow-up priority Ice Shard. And I don't know if Jolteon takes a hit. So he has to make a really decisive decision here. This is probably one of my better turns in the game, where I really, for once, force him on the backbone because his main answer to my Weavile is gone. His Fortress came in on that every time. That sequence is now broken by the virtue of it being dead. Does the Iron Boulder play that I talked about. Go for it, Iron Boulder. Go for it. Procs the booster. That is on the premise that this is a speed booster. And it is speed booster. So the play works. He outspeeds me now. He's going to have to take a triple axle. And once push comes to shove, you're going to see that HP bar. You see it barely below the bar there, but once it pops up, yeah, that did a lot of damage. Faster threatens Mighty Cleave. And as you guys saw from how much we've all put on the pressure, if I can force that situation multiple times, there might be still a way for Soul to win this game. If I can just force that like 2 more times, but I can't because it's rocks, but maybe at least 1 more time. Can't stay in though, so where do I go? Where do I go? Who do I sack? Dragapult, Weavile, Porygon 2, and Comfey. None of my mons can take a hit at all. So go P2, break speed at half, but this is especially defensive, so as you guys can see from this Mighty Cleave. It's a 2-hit KO. He's faster and can just do it again. Do it again, do it again, do it again. So me forcing this thing out is going to be hard. I have one thing that outspeeds this, and that is by using my ability, Triage on Comfey, to outspeed, but only super effective Giga Drain can kill him. So I have to have Giga Drain in order to kill him, and I have to click it in order to kill him. So those 2 things have to be true. You guys will see it here in a second. Going into my Comfey, there it is. It makes that sound when it hits the field. There it is, red HP, but I do outspeed it. Can go for Giga Drain. Giga Drainy. Giga Drainy, because Draining Kiss does not kill. And if I don't have Ice Shard, I lose. I lose 501 the spot. So he can switch this out, keep this as a sack. He can stay in and get a free switch in because he has a full HP Terra Jolteon in the back. Shaman and Fortress, both his tanks are still quite healthy. So there it is. There it is. There it is. So just keep note that he had max HP, max defense Fortress, max HP, max defense Shaman. And I don't have a special fire type, I think. Don't remember if I had it on the team. Giga Drain crits, which is nice. I get a little bit of HP back. But as we all know, without Leech Seed, because of Life Orb and because of every other thing in the universe, because of this primarily being able to heal itself with Wish, I don't want to Calm Mind and get caught in an alluring voice. I'm just trying to Draining Kiss for some HP. But it's hard to win this battle. It's so hard because it's max HP, max special defense. It's so hard. Floor just has like 1.3 trillion special defense from before. Max invested, that's going to be hard to beat. Especially with a subpar special attacking stat like Comfey has. Alluring Voice goes off on the Calm Mind. I live barely, but that's a guaranteed confusion. I said to myself, I'm going to risk it. I'm going to risk it for the biscuit. We're going to go for this confusion hit. It might still work. It might still work if only I can break through this confusion. Breaking through does 2 damage. And now he's going to Calm Mind. So now it's impossible. Now it's impossible for me to do anything. Unless I crit. Unless I crit Draining Kiss, there might still be a shot if I crit this Draining Kiss right here. It has to like old gen crit. It can't new gen crit. It has to be old gen. No, but if I crit right here, there's still odds for me. Sadly, there is the confusion hit, and that seals Comfey's fate because he can wish up, and he can basically. Yeah, I get the Draining Kiss off. I do get a crit this time. So there's still not I'm still not completely out of it, but a wish is in the air. and alluring just does that much damage. It does insane amounts of damage. So I go into my Weavile. Obviously, I have to go a physical attacker to threaten this out. I want to force the bad scenario from earlier. If you stay in, you die. If you switch out, I get a really good scenario as well. Going over his options, but he has the sack Iron Boulder play, and then he can go into something fresh. Yes, it does give me differential, but it doesn't sack any of his tanks, so it still has answers to whatever I have in the back. And at this point, I only have Weavile and the Dragapult left, right? So Iron Boulder goes down, and he still has something he can go that is faster than me. But at least I got more diff. We take those. We got to take the small victories. Contemplating. Probably lives ahead with a Florges as well, but didn't want to risk it in case I had something crazy like Poison Jab. Goes Jolteon. We're in the end game now, boys. Terra Isis to live whatever. Lives a knockoff either way. Lives a nice move, but now he especially lives a nice move. And goes for the Volt Switch. I cannot switch out because Dragapult is getting low, and that's just the way that things are because Weavile is dead on incoming rocks again either way. So Jolteon takes care of Weavile with the Volt Switch, switches out into Incineroar, which is a favorable matchup, into Dragapult. Goes for the knockoff for the kill, and I go for Dragon Darts. 1 hit, and 2 hits leave him at 107, no crit. I have the Colbur, but I'm way too low to take advantage of it. And that's the game. So, big respect to Muffins for positioning that game the way he did. Really nice positioning and play. Completely had me beat with the special defensive Florges and the physical defensive. Shaman, thank you for the game, and thank you for the footage. And thank you guys for sticking through this post-comp. This has been your boy Soulblaze, and as always, we're coming back for more PPL NX action throughout the week. So stay subscribed, stay tuned, and stay curious. I'll see you guys next time. Take care of yourself, take care of your families. Peace, man!